We'd like to offer our most sincere congratulations to all the undergraduate and graduate school students who have completed their courses and are graduating this spring. I don't need to say that the commencement ceremony is an extraordinarily important occasion in the course of a student's life. It becomes a marker living on as an especially important day in the memory, serving also as an opportunity to reflect upon barriers overcome, filled with expectation for the next stage of life ahead. No doubt, all graduating students, together with their families and friends, will have been looking forward in great anticipation to this year's ceremonies. For this reason, it was with utmost regret that, in consideration of the recent situation with the novel coronavirus and associated pneumonia, Ritsumeikan University made the difficult decision to cancel its commencement ceremonies. As a decision made to place absolute priority on the health and safety of all those who are due to attend and society as a whole, as well as to minimize the risk of the virus spreading among attendees and perhaps to non-associated members of the public too, we kindly ask for your understanding. Ritsumeikan University faculty and staff would, together, like to offer our most sincere and heartfelt congratulations to all members of the graduating class of 2019. Over 8,000 students will receive their bachelor's degree, master's, or PhD this 2019 academic year, moving on to the next stage of their lives. The world in which you are going to make your mark is facing great changes. Globalization is moving at a faster pace. In the midst of this, various fields of cutting-edge science and technology, such as advanced information technologies, including artificial intelligence or AI, the life sciences, and advanced medical treatments, to name but a few, are progressing at a bewildering speed. On the other hand, a number of new issues have arisen, such as the refugee crisis and the growing economic inequality caused by politics and climate change. We'll be facing a time when a reappraisal of fundamental issues will be thrust upon us. What is to be human? What does it mean to live our lives? What kind of relationship should technology have with humans or with society? Going forward, we must face these issues head-on, grasp these changes, and determine the course of the future. This is what is expected of us. In 2015, the United Nations established SDGs, or Sustainable Development Goals, as a shared blueprint for the world. It could be said that 17 goals targeting, amongst other issues, climate change, energy, and hunger are an expression of an ambitious will to positively take on and solve the problems facing humanity today through international collective action and cooperation. For Ritsumeikan, the SDGs ideals perfectly embody the ideals expressed in the Ritsumeikan Charter, wherein we pledged to promote peace, democracy, and sustainable development in Japan and throughout the world. The SDGs represent serious issues which are the product of a contemporary world difficult to predict, inextricably mixed up with material things. In such a world, there is a need for strong and appropriate decisions based on logic, reason, and experience. Yet even so, there will be difficult times ahead. As we look closer into the details of certain situations, it is possible that some decisions may have to be delayed. However, with circumstances already changing and variable, the more time elapses, the means to make such decisions may be taken out of our hands. We are in the era of so-called big data, and we currently have access to all kinds of data and information. Yet the data or information that is genuinely useful is actually not at all easy to acquire. Still more, it is often the case that we don't even know what type of information or data would allow us to make decisions. Indeed, even if we had access to both, moving three things at the same time, or anticipating the outcome of interactions involving three or more people is extraordinarily difficult, as established theory in the field of both physics and social psychology tells us. Taking this as givens, then, how can it ever be possible for us to make correct decisions? In any circumstances, the most important thing is to think from the viewpoint of how we would like society to be and how we ourselves would like to be in such society based on one's own personal values. In the face of this, you may think that it is not necessary for individual members of organizations in society to think on such a grand scale that these issues have nothing to do with you. However, I firmly believe that thinking on such a grand scale is necessary in organizations. Take the world of business, for example, where various activities take place: the planning of events and new products, manufacturing, sales, and so on. Such activities, in fact, all aimed at having some sort of effect or influence upon society. Though the activities of individuals may be on a small scale, by seeing the activity as units making up the world of business, it is possible to see how their efforts might be expected to create a better society. Businesses and organizations can be regarded as venues that exist in order for individual members to pool their efforts and bring to reality a shared vision of how they would like society to be. A great advocate of incorporating a vision of how one would like the world to be on a small scale in one's everyday activities was German artist Joseph Beuys, who proposed the concept of social sculpture. He called for every individual to develop their own awareness of self and aesthetic sense as artists creating society. To use this to look to the future and realize that not only is it actually possible to sculpt society, but indeed required of us all. Though, as an artist, Beuys used the phrase aesthetic sense, I believe it's possible to rephrase this as value system. Our efforts and activities on a daily basis add up, and by thinking about this in the sense of giving shape to the future world and society, voice ideas become a core to engage with society through our own personal value systems. This brings us to the question of how to acquire such a value system and how then to hone and refine it. The answer, I believe, lies in building up a body of rich and inspiring experience, meeting lots of people, exchanging ideas and opinions, acquainting oneself with a wide range of music and paintings, reading books, traveling, questioning oneself upon one's travels, and so discovering a new you. It also involves not excluding people or environments that are different from yourself, recognizing and respecting their existence, and reflectively analyzing the abundant experiences you have acquired. I'm sure you have all overcome a variety of challenges in your lives thus far. Please hold the precious lessons you have gained from such experience close to your heart as you read books, as you meet people, as you speak to and debate with others, and as you travel. And don't shrug from the effort required to improve yourself. Continue to study and grow as a person. As you graduate, I'd like to leave you with a few words from Zhao Yao Yu, which is translated in English as Free and Easy Wandering, a work by the Chinese philosopher Chuang Zi. The Chinese characters of Zhao and Yao mean wandering, and the character of Yu means free and easy, which expresses the idea of having a spirit that is free and not shackled by boundaries. This doesn't mean that you are free to do whatever you want on your own. I believe it means you yourself are the one who opens up your life's path forward, and you must ultimately be true to yourself, take responsibility for the decisions you make, while taking into consideration various things, and then act upon those decisions. Of course, hand in hand with the results of your decisions and actions goes responsibility. In facing up to a complex society, you will likely come across difficult problems that at first glance seem to have no solution. Of course, it may be that the question, or rather the way of asking questions, is wrong. Asking the question correctly is the first step toward resolving the problem, and this is something AI is unable to do. Rephrasing the question, formulating an awareness of its implicit limiting conditions, and making these clear and explicit are vital. Going forward, Ritsumeikan University will continue to ask questions of how it should operate, and will carry forward initiatives that will further advance reforms in education and research with the aim of becoming a globally recognized university, making in the process our own contribution to Japan and the world. I very much hope that following graduation, all of you will support your alma mater and make use of this university as a place of learning. It is because we are living in times that are filled with uncertainty and anxiety that I hope you will have the courage to take on challenges without fear of failure. I hope you'll continue to take on challenges. I firmly believe that it is precisely by freely taking on challenges that the path to a bright future for your life will open up to you. In concluding this commencement message, I would again like to express my heartfelt congratulations to all of you for completing your courses and graduating successfully.